Hello and thanks so much for joining me today. My name is Adriana Lee and today I'll be guiding you through a yoga class that will warm your body up for Supta Kurmasana or Reclined Tortoise Pose. We'll be doing lots of hip openers, hamstring openers, and shoulder openers. For today's practice, the props that you'll need, these are all optional props. You can absolutely do the whole class without any of them. But if you have them around, a strap, a couple of blocks, or just props that you can kind of set up, it's just for one thing. You could grab a couple of water bottles, and again, if you don't have any props, totally okay. And finally, the last prop that you may want is a blanket, just to pad your knees, especially if you're practicing on hard ground like wood. We'll begin today lying down on your back in Shavasana. Lay down on your back, close your eyes, and take a deep breath into your hips. Exhale, sigh it out through your mouth. Take another deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, let it go through your mouth. And take a moment to set an intention for your practice today. You could dedicate your practice to someone, wish for something, or just ask yourself to be present. And then guide your knees in towards your chest. Give yourself a little squeeze, just kind of warming up your hips and your lower back. And we'll come into Baddha Konasana with feet towards face. Place the soles of your feet together, knees wide. Grab onto your ankles, the outsides of your feet, or wherever you can grab. Then lift your feet up and around towards your face, almost in like a rainbow shape. Feel for settling your hips down into the mat and breathing deeply into your lower back. Inhale into your pelvis. Exhale, reach your feet towards your face. And stay here for 2 more deep breaths, gradually getting your feet a little closer, opening your hips just a little more. Now, throughout today's practice, make sure that you never go to a point of pain. You go to a stretch that is mild and still pleasant. Happy baby. Now catch on to the outer edges of your feet. Stack your knees just outside of your rib cage and reach your knees down towards the mat. You find a little rock, so you decide if that would feel good. Just starting to open up your hips. Your knees will stay pretty close to your ribs, so not allowing them to go way out to the sides. Take 1 more deep breath here. Now hug your knees back into your chest. We're going to start today's practice with a little bit of core work. We'll do the abdominal frog lifting through. So we'll take your legs out into a frog shape with your knees right in line with your hips, your feet flexed, and ankles in line with your knees, almost like you're making an imaginary rectangle with your hips, knees, and ankles. Then clasp your hands together behind your head. Point your elbows straight up into the air. Inhale, lift your chest and shoulders up. Exhale, press your low back down, lift your pubic bone up towards your navel, reach through your thighs and push into your feet, pull your low belly down. Inhale, relax your pelvis, allow a little space beneath your low back, lift your chest and shoulders higher. Exhale, press low back down, curl pubic bone up towards navel, reach through thighs, pull low belly down. 1 more. Inhale, lift your chest and shoulders high, relax your pelvis, coming back into that neutral spine. Exhale, curl tailbone up, reach your pubic bone up towards navel, reach through thighs. Now if this is enough, you can stay here. If you can take a little more, extend your legs out into a straddle, keeping your feet flexed. Inhale, relax your pelvis, lift your chest high. Exhale, press your low back down, curl pubic bone up towards navel, reach through thighs, and pull low belly down. Inhale, lift your chest high, relax your pelvis. Exhale, press low back down, curl pubic bone in towards navel, reach through thighs, pull low belly down. Last one. Inhale, relax pelvis back into that neutral spine. Lift chest and shoulders high. Exhale, press low back down, curl pubic bone towards navel, reach through thighs, pull low belly down. Inhale, set your head down. Place your hands outside of your thighs and pull your knees back in towards your chest. Then roll over onto your side and press yourself up to a seat. Now we'll move into Baddha Konasana with hip unlocking. Place the soles of your feet together with knees wide. Press your hips close to your heels. Then set your right hand down just outside of your right hip. Left hand, heel of hand right against your hip bone with your whole palm on your thigh. Then straighten out your left arm, arcing your ribs over to the right. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, press your feet together. Use your left hand to traction your thigh bone away from your hip, creating space and unclogging the left hip. One more breath here. Deep breath in, ballooning your breath into your left hip. Exhale, lift your belly up away from your thigh. Now for stage 2, dip your left shoulder down so that your chest is sort of twisting towards your right knee. Inhale into the left hip, left side, low back. Exhale, twist your chest towards your knee, pull your low belly up. One more breath here. Release your left hand down. Place both hands on either side of the right knee. Keep your left hip grounded and reach your heart towards your knee. Full breath into your low back. Exhale, reach your chest towards your knee, ground down through the left hip and push your feet together. Now rise back up and we'll switch sides. Left hand down, heel of right hand against the hip, hands on thigh, fingers pointing towards the knee. Straighten out your right arm and arc your ribs towards your left leg. Deep breath in. Exhale, pick up the right side of your belly, unclogging your right hip. Take another deep breath in, breathing into your hip and your lower back. Exhale, push into the heel of your hand, lift your belly away from your thigh. Now, stage 2, dip your right shoulder down, twisting your chest towards your left knee. Inhale into your belly. Exhale, pick your belly up away from your hip. Continue to press into the heel of the right hand. One last breath. Place both hands on either side of the left knee. Twist your chest towards your knee. Ground down through the right hip. Take a full breath in, breathing into the back of your hips. Exhale, twist your chest towards your knee. One more breath. Slowly walk yourself back out of that. Hands come outside of your knees to support your knees and extend your legs out into a straddle. Now, if you have a couple of props, could be water bottles, blocks, whatever you've got, we're gonna set up a little blockstickle course. So grab all your props and we'll start with the right leg first. So place a block at whatever height you think is manageable. I'll show you what you're doing first, so you may want to take it to a lower level after. You're gonna not come into the widest possible straddle. That'll make this really hard. So come into a pretty reasonable straddle for you. Place one hand on either side of your right leg to give you some support. You can be on tented fingertips or ground your hands down if you'd like. Now point your right toes. Press actively down through the left heel with your left foot flexed. You're gonna lift up your leg and take it over each of your props. Press into fingertips, deep breath in. Exhale, pull your belly in, lift your leg up, take it over one prop, and then tap it over the other, and the other, and the other. Now, if you don't have props, you're just imagining like you're going over a prop, setting your heel down in between each of the little spaces. Good, so that was one round. We're gonna do 2 more. Deep breath in. If you need to adjust your props, go for it. Exhale, pick your belly up, lift your leg up, and tap it in between. All the way across, and all the way back. Continue to breathe deeply. One last round. And take it all the way back. Awesome, those are not easy. Extend your leg. If you have any cramps or any like heat going on, you can use your forearm to kind of massage your thigh out. And then we'll set up for the other side. So you may need to scoot your props over just a bit. Flex your right foot, ground the heel into the ground, point your left toes. Come up onto tented fingertips, inhale. Exhale, pull your belly in, lift the leg up, and take it over. Tap, a little tap, and take it back. Hands are kind of lightly on the ground just for some support so you can keep your chest lifted. Take it back, round 2. Full deep breaths, don't hold your breath. Almost knocking mine over. And last round, take it over. And all the way back. All right, release your foot back down again. If you had any heat in your quad, it might feel good to massage that out. And move your props out of your way. Now come into your widest possible straddle. You can use your hands to push yourself further forward. Rotate your thighs back, so not allowing them to fall forward, and start to walk yourself into a forward fold. Deep breath into your hips. Exhale, ease your way down into the fold. Now remember to stay active as you stretch, so pulling the thigh bones back like you're rotating your thighs back, and then fold to just where it feels good for you. You could flex your feet or point them. Slowly walk yourself back up, hands outside of your knees. Use your hands to guide your knees back in and come up to standing. Step to the top of your mat. Place your hands together at your heart. Inhale, reach your arms up. Forward fold, exhale. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen your spine. Exhale, step back into plank. Lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, either into cobra or up dog. Exhale, press back, downward facing dog. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, press the earth away, draw your belly in. Lift up your right foot between your hands. If you're on a hard surface, grab your blanket and set your knee down on your blanket. And we'll start to lunge your hips forward. Inhale into your left hip. Exhale, ease your hips forward. Now stay active in your legs. Push down into your right foot and into your left shin. If the ground feels far away, you are more than welcome to stay a little more lifted with hands on blocks. From here, we're gonna move back into a half split. Send your hips back over your back knee, straighten out your right leg, and flex your toes back towards your shin. Inhale, extend your heart forward, making space in your spine. Exhale, pull your belly in, deepening your fold. Inhale, heart extends forward. Exhale, press into your right heel, energetically plugging the thigh bone back into your hip socket. Last breath here. On your inhale, come back into your lunge. Now walk your hands to the inside of your right foot. Heel toe your right foot out to the right, both hands inside. Allow your hips to sink forward, just opening up at a slightly different angle. As you're in this shape, one of the tendencies is for the right thigh to kind of fall out to the side. Don't let it. Squeeze your inner leg line to hug your knee in against your shoulder. That'll be really important for Supta Kurmasana or Reclined Tortoise. Inhale, crown of the head reaches forward. Exhale, thigh reaches back. Now if it's in your practice to come down to your elbows, lower your elbows down. Full breath in. Exhale, let it go. Walk yourself back up onto your palms. We're going to transition into a malasana squat. So tuck your back toes under, pick up your knee, and hop your left foot outside of your left hand, sinking your hips down. Place your hands together at your heart and squeeze your knees in towards your elbows. At the same time, push your elbows back against your knees. Now to activate this pose, actively send your heels forward. So you're reaching forward through your heels while at the same time squeezing with your inner thighs. Now one more thing to activate in this shape is the muscles of your pelvic floor. On your inhale, balloon out your breath down into pelvic floor, relaxing those muscles. Then on your exhale, squeeze the muscles of your pelvic floor in and up. Now if that's the first time you've ever heard that cue, you may not get it right away. I know it took me at least 10 times hearing it and trying it before I was ever like, oh, that's how you do it. So if that's the first time you've heard it, don't worry, it'll make sense someday. One more deep breath here. Release your hands down. Walk your feet straight back into down dog. Push the earth away. If you had a blanket, slide it over to the right. Then step your left foot forward and lower your right knee down onto the blanket, sinking your hips forward into that first lunge. Stay active in the lunge. Push into your left foot and into the top of your right foot and right shin. You can stay on hands or come up onto blocks. Take a deep breath into your belly. Exhale, let your hips sink. Take one more deep breath. Now shift your hips back for half split. Straighten out your left leg and flex your left toes back towards your shin. If the ground feels far away, work higher on blocks. Inhale, reach your sternum towards your toes. Exhale, draw your belly in as you fold. Inhale, extend through your spine. Exhale, push into your left heel and energetically plug the thigh bone back into your hip socket. One more deep breath here. Bend your left knee. Walk your hands to the inside of your left foot, setting up lizard lunge. Now squeeze your inner thighs, especially the left knee in towards the left shoulder. Push the earth away through your right shin, left foot, and your palms. Notice if your upper back is rounded, and if so, spread your collarbone so you have a neutral spine. Now, if it's in your practice to come down to your elbows, lower left elbow down first, followed by the right. Hanging out here for one breath. If you're on your forearms, come back up onto your palms. Right toes tuck, pick up the right knee, and step right foot outside of right hand into Malasana squat. Same activation. Press your heels forward. Squeeze your knees in, elbows out, and lift up the pelvic floor muscles. Deep breath in, breathing low into your hips. Exhale, squeeze pelvic floor in and up. Press your elbows out, squeeze your thighs forward, heels forward. Release your hands down and step straight back into down dog. You can move your blanket out of the way. Step your right foot between your hands, ground your back heel down, and walk your hands right underneath your hips. Your right knee is bent, just like Warrior Two. Left leg is straight. You can choose to stay right here, or walk your left hand towards your left foot, maybe placing it on top of a block. Right hand onto right thigh, just like Baddha Konasana, hip unlocking. Heel of the hand close to the hip bone, fingers point towards your knee. Then straighten out your right arm and arc your ribs towards your back leg. Deep breath in. Exhale, press the heel of your hand into your thigh and level out your hips from left to right. Inhale into your right side body. Exhale, lift your belly away from your thigh. One more breath. Release your hands down. Straighten out both legs and point all 10 toes towards the side of your mat. Right hand grabs onto left ankle. Stack your left hand on top of the right and pull your ribs towards your right leg. Ease your right elbow down towards the ground, relaxing your head into your arm. Take a deep breath into your hips. Exhale, contract your left side body to open up the right side ribs a little more. Inhale into your upper back. Exhale, relax your neck, relax your shoulders, let go. Release your hands, rebend your right knee, just like Warrior Two, and set up your right hand either on top of a block or just on the ground on the inside of your foot. From here, reach your left arm overhead into extended side angle. Engage your right inner leg line, squeezing the right knee in towards your shoulder. Press into the outside edge of your back foot and pull your belly in, lengthening your tailbone down towards your left heel. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, press the earth away with everything that's touching the ground. One more breath. Exhale. Now, reach your left arm overhead and internally rotate it. Palm faces back behind you. Reach your arm behind your back. Snuggle your right shoulder under your right thigh and grab onto fingertips, or you can grab onto your wrist. Keep bending into your right knee and pressing the earth away. If you can't quite reach your hands, you can always use your strap here or hold on to pieces of clothing. Now look down and hop your back foot forward to rise up into bird of paradise. Press into your left foot and come up to standing, bringing your right leg up with you. Once you're standing, you can extend your right leg. Keep your eye gaze locked on one spot. This will help with balance. This is called your drishti. Release your right foot back down. Step your left foot back. Coming into a shorter stance, rotate your chest to come down into pyramid pose. So you're set up for your legs. Your toes are pointing mostly forward. Hips are squared. So you'll plug your right thigh bone back into the hip socket and press into the outer edge of your left foot to send the left hip forward. Hands could be on blocks or on the ground. Inhale, extend your heart forward. Exhale, pull your belly in, deepen your fold. Take another deep breath in, lengthening out your spine. Exhale, squeeze your thighs in towards each other as you deepen your fold. We'll stay for one more deep breath. Walk your hands slightly forward, step back into plank, come down into chaturanga. Inhale, up dog or cobra. Down dog, exhale. Step your left foot forward. Bend your left knee, setting up your legs just like warrior two legs for head to ankle prep. Place your right hand down, either on a block or on the ground close to your right foot. Left hand onto left thigh, just like Baddha Konasana, hip unlocking. Straighten out your left arm and move your ribs towards your right leg. Level out your pelvis from left to right. Inhale into your left side body. Exhale, contract your right side to open the left side a little more. Relax your neck and press into the heel of your left hand to open up your hips. Now lower your hands down, straighten out both legs, pointing all 10 toes towards the side of the mat. Left hand grabs onto right ankle, right hand stacks on top. Arc your ribs towards your left leg and sink your left elbow down towards the ground, relaxing your head into your left arm. Inhale into your left side body. Exhale, contract your right side to open the left side a little more. Inhale into your hips. Exhale, press the earth away with your feet and engage your inner thighs. Feel for letting go of anything you don't need in your hips. Maybe relaxing the outer hips. Now release your hands down, bend your left knee, and we'll set up extended side angle. Left palm on the inside of left foot. Send your tailbone down towards your right heel and reach your right arm overhead. Press the earth away with your left hand, left foot, and right foot. Inhale into your hips. Exhale, squeeze your left knee in towards left shoulder. Take one more deep breath here. Take your right arm back, internally rotate it, palm faces back, then reach your right arm behind your back. Then snuggle the left arm under your left leg, reach your left arm up, and you can either grab onto fingertips, wrists, or pieces of clothing or a strap. Inhale into your hips. Exhale, open up your chest. Bird of paradise. Look down and hop your right foot towards the left. Pour your weight into your right foot and come up to standing. Once you're standing, extend your left leg, opening the hip up and back. Keep your eyes locked on one spot. This is your drishti. Now release the left foot down and find pyramid pose. Step your right foot back. Level out your hips from left to right, pointing your toes mostly forward. The back foot could be a little bit out to the side. Send your right hip forward. Plug your left thigh bone back. Inhale, extend your chest forward. Exhale, pull your belly in and fold. This is another pose where you might choose to use blocks if the ground feels a little far from your hands. Squeeze your inner thighs towards each other. One last breath. Press into your palms. Step your left foot back into plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Up dog, inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. From down dog, lower down to your knees. And we'll set up for a compass pose. Sit towards the center of your mat. The only prop that you may need for this is your strap. We'll start out by grabbing onto your right leg. You'll hold on either with your hands or with your elbows and lift your shin up towards your chest, feeling for a stretch in the outer hip. Start to find a little rock side to side, using this rocking motion to release your outer hip muscles. And then start to make some circles with your leg, almost like you're stirring a pot with your thigh bone, and circle the other way. Now grab onto the outside of your right foot, keeping your knee pretty close to your ribs, just like Happy Baby. Drive your knee back behind you. You can use one hand or both hands. The knee's not going way out to the side. You are keeping it close to your ribs. Once you feel pretty warm there, left hand grabs onto the outside of your right foot. Set your right hand down. From here, extend your right leg up and twist your chest open. Now, if that's not happening, you can use your strap. By looping the strap around your foot, this will give you more space for your chest to open. So you'll ground your hand down, extend the leg to whatever point you can, and then twist your chest open. If the leg doesn't go totally straight, that's totally okay. All right, stay here for one more deep breath, using your arm to press the thigh bone back while keeping the thigh pretty close to your shoulder. And then release it back down, and we'll do the other side. Grab onto your left leg, either with the crook of your elbows or your hands, and lift the shin up towards your chest, and find a little rocking side-to-side motion to release your outer hip. After you've done some rocks, start to make some circles. Again, just like you're stirring a pot with your thigh bone. And then circle the other way. Grab onto the outside of your foot with either one or both hands and drive your knee back, keeping the thigh close to your rib cage. Once you feel pretty warm, right hand grabs the outside of your left foot, plant the left hand down, extend your left leg, and open your chest up using your left arm to press the leg back. Again, you can choose to work with a strap here if that would make this more accessible. One more deep breath. And release your leg back down. Now we're almost to Supta Kurmasana, but first we're going to take a couple of prep poses. So the first is a Baddha Konasana forward fold with your feet close to your hips. Use your hands to lift your hips up and set your pelvis down as close to your heels as you can. Press the feet together, reach your thighs outward, and start to fold forward. Just do whatever point you can while maintaining both a straight spine and deep breaths. Not holding here for too long. One more breath. Slowly walk yourself back up. Now the next set of these, you'll create more space So you almost have like a diamond shape, so your feet are farther away from your hips. Continue to press your feet together and then fold forward. This time you can almost tuck your chin and reach your forehead towards your feet. Relax through your outer hips as you fold. Deep breath into your belly. Exhale, soften your outer hips, maybe deepening through your fold. One more breath. Now slowly rise back up. Separate your feet and we'll make our way into Kurmasana or tortoise pose. Take your shoulders to the insides of your thighs and reach your arms out. From here, one of the biggest mistakes I see in Kurmasana is the legs go way too far out. Try to keep them wider than hip width apart so that you're making kind of this like triangular shape from your shoulders out. So palms are down, begin to slide your heels as far forward as they'll go. Eventually you'll flatten your chin and your chest down to the mat. As you're in this shape, don't let your feet fall open. Engage your inner thighs, press down through your heels. Maybe even eventually pressing down through the backs of your knees so much that your heels lift a couple inches off the ground. We'll stay here for a couple more deep breaths. Inhale into your upper back. Exhale, find some ease, maybe even exhaling through your mouth. One more deep breath. Coming out, it's not really a graceful thing, so just sort of inch yourself out of that. All right, now we're ready for Supta Kurmasana. There are a couple of different ways to get into this pose. So continue to stretch as you watch your two different options and you decide which one is better for you. So stay in that diamond shape and stretch so that your body doesn't lose its warmth. Your first option is to come from Kurmasana. Start to take your arms behind you, grabbing onto hands or your strap. So have your strap close by just in case. And then eventually you'll inch your feet in towards each other. So that option would look like this. Legs extend. And then you'll reach your arms back, either grabbing fingertips or your strap. And then take your feet over your head and cross them. That is option one. If from seated you can get your feet behind your head, it will be so much easier once you're laying down to get the bind. And you can go deeper into the pose. So if you'd like to try, you'll take one foot behind your head and get your knee back as far as you can. Then reach the other leg behind your head. Cross through your ankles. Lay down, and then grab your hands. Decide which of those options you'd like to go into now and start to make your way into it. If you know you're going to take your legs behind your head, begin getting your legs behind your head. If you're going into Kurmasana and you're not quite sure if you'll be able to find that bind, it is quite challenging. Start with your strap at your low back. Snuggle your shoulders under and right away reach for the strap. And then slide your feet out. Get your head as close to the mat as you can and slowly heel toe your feet in as close as they get. You may need to stop with your feet together. If you're able to continue reaching them over your head, shimmy them over your head. This pose is quite intense, so we won't hold it for too long. Go ahead and start to come out of the pose if you're not already there. And then lie down on your back for your cool down. Come down onto your back and hug your knees into your chest. We'll end with a little twist. Take both of your knees over to the right, stacking your hips, your knees, and your ankles all on top of each other. Open your left arm out to the left, and either keep your chin to neutral or over to the left, whatever feels most comfortable on your neck. Take a deep breath into your belly. Exhale, allow your heart to open. And stay in your twist for one more deep breath. Roll over onto your back. Squeeze your knees into your chest. And do the other side. Both knees over to the left. Stack your knees, your ankles, and your hips. Then twist your chest open. Right arm opens out to the right. Inhale, breathing through your chest. Exhale, let your spine soften as you twist. Either chin towards the right shoulder or gaze just straight up, whatever's most comfortable on your neck. And take one more deep breath. Roll back onto your back. Hug your knees into your chest one last time. And release into your final Shavasana. Let your legs extend, your feet fall open, and palms face up. You can tuck one shoulder blade under at a time, allowing your heart to open. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Exhale, side out through your mouth. And then let everything go. Take a moment to appreciate all of the hard work that you just put in. And take a moment to appreciate every single one of those poses that you were able to do today. If you are able to stay here for longer, pause the video now and stay for as long as you can. And start to deepen your breath, wiggling your fingers and your toes. Inhale and stretch your arms over your head like you just woke up from a nap. And roll over onto your side into fetal position. Slowly press yourself back up to a comfortable seat and place your hands together at your heart once you arrive. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. The light in me honors, respects, and loves the light within you. Namaste. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. My name again is Adriana Lee. I hope that this practice taught you something new, and if you didn't quite get that last pose, that is okay. It's a very challenging posture. Keep practicing and it will absolutely come. If you like this video, please hit the like button. Leave a comment below if you have any other poses that you'd like me to sequence to. And if you haven't already, subscribe to my channel for more content. Thanks again for watching. My name is Adriana. Namaste.